As promised, we are back to conclude our conversation. We can't wait to get back into it. So, a beautiful episode that I just wanted to touch was the one about the Korean War.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, first of all, when I turned it on, I thought I was watching the wrong show.
No lie. I was like, oh crap, did I press the wrong button?
Like, what is this? So we in this episode 6, it's called Meet Me in Daegu, and we see it's like a flashback to what happened with Tick, and we've seen what's her name? Gia. Yeah, we've seen Gia throughout the series, but we had no reason to know who she was.
Didn't even know that was Sis in the first episode. She was flying down.
Yeah, that was her in the red. That was her in the second episode.
I told you not to go home.
Yep.
That was her. That was her in the second episode when Tick was beating the bloody hell out of her in that room. You know what I'm talking about? When they was having those mirages, those dreams. Uncle Joseph with Dora.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That was her there. So it was like we've seen her, but we have no reason to care about. Like, I literally was just like, she's somebody in Korea that he had to, he had to take care of it. Yeah. That's what he had to do. But once we get to that story and once they start showing us the backstory, we meet Gia, and she is a Kamiho. And that basically is like this. It's called a nine-tailed fox, but it's like this demon that lives inside of her that, please help.
She gotta like feed on men, or kill them, I guess.
Yeah.
Is it to survive?
I don't know.
Because
No,
that I never.
what
not to
happened
survive.
was her mother was a horrible, evil person,
Okay.
and she married a man that raped her when she was younger.
The girl.
So yes, Gia. I forgot how she was saying her mother's name because I kept saying it. It's so funny.
Yeah.
I think it's a title, like a
It's how they say.
Yeah.
Like
Sumi?
mama name.
I don't know.
But so I want to say it might have been a Suma. But she took her to, I'll say the Korean voodoo lady, because I can't remember her name, but
the shaman.
Yes, and she put this
Kamiho.
inside of her. So the first person that she ever killed was her stepfather. And then in order to release this monster from her, she had to kill 100 men. So she would bring them home, sleep with them, see their entire life because
Start to finish.
literally to finish, like how they would have died because she actually killed them.
That's true.
But like all of these legs came out of her, and like 2 of them would go into their eyes. One would like go down, like they would just go into all of their parts.
So gross.
And she would see everything, and I just felt
split
really
them
bad.
And
apart.
I was gonna say, blow them to smithereens.
Blood. It was gross.
Yeah.
And it was all her mother's fault.
Yep.
So I think that speaks to, again, we talked about father-son, but that speaks to mother-daughter relationships. And I feel like in that instance, this whole episode, we see she's trying to get her mother's approval and her mother's love, and she wants her to accept, like, this is who I am. Like, you've made me this person. This is who I am, and now you still telling me that I'm not what you want me to be. And so, well, first of all, when it first happens, because when you come into the episode, you see Gia and she like watching this love movie, and I'm just like, okay, Korean girl in love, who cares? And then she goes to this, I think it's called like a meetup or whatever. It's a speed dating type thing.
Yeah.
Brings the man home, and she has sex with him, and there's blood everywhere, and I'm just like, oh my God. And then her mother just comes in there all nonchalantly and starts like cleaning stuff up. And I was like, something is sick here. So I thought she was running a brothel or something.
Oh God.
And I just thought that was just the incident. Like, this happened, girl, clean it up until tomorrow, the next John. But I came to realize it was way more insidious than that. And so we hear like, basically the demon is what's inside of the daughter. She doesn't have her memories. She has the memories of all the men that she has imploded. And
so she does have some memories that include her though, because she killed
her.
the man.
Yeah.
Her
So her earliest memories are from the man that assaulted her, that raped her. And she keeps trying to explain that to, I'm so sorry y'all see us waving around. It's a little something in here. She tried to explain it to her mother. Her mother's just like, why can't you just go back? And I'm like, how are you saying that when you knew the conditions of which you allowed this to happen? But all of that, I'm saying that because sometimes mothers pass trauma onto their children from what they've been through and who they've been, but they can't accept that the monster that the child becomes is from the investment that they made. And on top of that, we already have the layer as daughters. We know how it feels to have mothers that have expectations of you and trying to live up to it, and sometimes feeling like you will never live up to it because half the time they have expectations that you don't know anything about. So, I mean, anybody want to? I mean, it's just, we all are in different places and stages. I mean, me and Candace are clearly very, very much grown at this point, and Summer is on her becoming more grown path, and we have to handle our parents in a different way. Like, I mean, and we have black parents, so we can never be just like probably Christina could have been and been like, Samuel, shut the H up. Like, I'm sure she could have said, I mean, he might have destroyed her and sent her to another portal because he got magic, but like, there's an expression and an understanding for white kids, like, this is my life and I'm gonna live it, and the only punishment they typically get is like, we cutting you off.
Take your car.
You're like, y'all, financially, we cutting you off.
That's only if they like marry a black person or something. No, they never really get cut off. Like, they got to do something real bad. I mean, real bad. Like, they can
Marry a
slap
black
them.
person.
And how does it make you feel? Like, and still not get cut off. But
Mother-daughter relations, guys.
I get what you're saying, and I know what you're asking, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I want the people in my business.
So you want to shout out people out. Give them
Don't do
something
that.
safe. Give them something safe. Or something old. Something that you feel like maybe I've passed. Like, this is how this was, but now it's not. Or even if we've made an adjustment with how we handle things. I know.
I do what I want because I'm grown. That's it. That's it.
I'm not grown. I still do what I want, though.
Oh, well.
I mean, but I do it respectfully.
Just because you
Most
say
of the time.
respectfully. That ain't true, exactly, right? Just because you say respectfully don't make it respectful. And black
No,
people
but like,
should
I'm just
know
saying,
that.
like, I'm not like Okay, so like you said about, like, you know how mothers, they place their fears on you. So like, if something happened to them, if they were, say, assaulted when they were younger or whatever, and they like, oh no, you don't go around them boys, don't go around no boys ever in your entire life because you gonna get raped. Like, that's not the case with, and I understand the fear, I get it, but it's like, you can't shield me from the world forever because I'm gonna have to meet a man one day. I mean, do you want me to get married, but you don't want you want me around boys. So pick one. What do you want?
That's true.
I think that is a good example that I can live with from experience. But they oftentimes, I think that a lot of times, and I mean, I feel like it could be parents in general, but I feel like if we're talking about mothers and daughters, we'll stick with that. They tell you things instead of explaining things and having a dialogue with you so that you can communicate with them and explain how you feel. And sometimes you can persuade people or win people over by having a back and forth conversation. Not an argument, but a conversation.
Yeah.
So, whereas Sammy La Cienega would feel like, oh, you telling me I can't go here, I can't do this, I can't do that. And it's like, oh, well, I'm going to sneak and do it. Not saying that's what she does, but okay, so let's not use her. So we have a child who is being told by their parent, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. And it's like, oh, well, you telling me I can't do it, but I'm going to sneak and do this. And then something could or could not happen, but let's say that it does happen, versus the example of, okay, let's talk about how this occurred, how this made me feel, and I want to know if you understand my perspective and where I'm coming from, and perhaps because I've learned this in retrospect, this is something that you can do, right, where you can still live your life and live in a world, but have preventative measures so that you won't end up where I've been. And I think that a lot of times they want to tell you what to do instead of saying, let's see how we can make this work for you.
Right. That's what I was about to say. It's all about the way that they go about it. Like the way, why can't we say, I'm not saying, because I know some of them may not be just, or they feel like we're not old enough or mature enough for them to explain, you know, what trauma or whatever they had to experience. I understand that. you don't got to get down to the nitty gritty with me, but like just a general, just like so that I can understand from your perspective, because I'm a child. I don't understand what it feels like to be a parent. Well, I do, but I don't understand what it feels like to be a parent yet because I don't have kids. So like for you to level-headedly, that's probably not a word, but for you to...
You in the right seat to be making words.
For you to speak to me with a level head about, you know, what could happen because you've experienced it or just because you know stuff can happen. This is the world we live in. We live in America.
Okay, you know, I can actually give a good example. And it has nothing to... It doesn't. So, my parents were like, oh, you can't have sex. Don't have sex. We not putting you on birth control. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. We don't even want to talk about it. My little sister, I've talked to her about sex. And she's in this little lying phase with...
Girl,
and
they all do that.
I know... And
my little sister's still in the lying phase.
Wow. I'm not her only little sister, by the way. So.
But that is the one I was talking about. Continue.
Wow.
See, you could have just kept it
She
cute and
just
just...
kept it. You should have just ate your food. You should have just sat there and ate your food.
I'm not saying that she's a full-on liar, but she's just like, oh, I'm not really into boys like that, And I'm like, oh, you know what? That's fine. If that's how you feel right now. Feel that way. But what I want you to know is that when you get to the point where you're feeling like you are ready to outwardly tell people like, oh, I'm into this or I'm into that, I want you to know that you can feel free to come and talk to me because, I mean, our parents are, you know, a little older now.
Yeah.
So they may... I don't know how they feel about it, but I know if it goes like it went with me, then that's not going to work because I'm going to have questions. Well, I had questions and I'm going to find out either way. So you can tell me and you can be upfront with me or I can go find out my own way. And
we
probably
can find out together.
But so I don't want her to feel that way. So I have let her know. And, you know, one day I was just like, all right. We need to have a conversation. You just need to get over yourself because my little sister is so much younger than me.
Girl, how many years?
Girl, she's 15 years.
Girl, I got 12, so I understand.
So it's just like, I don't really want to talk to you about this, but it's like, get over it, my nigga, because I'm experienced. Like, just get this knowledge.
No, so I mean, it's the same thing.
So
it's the same thing, and I know I get on Summer's nerves, and I don't care. But like,
you gonna keep saying it's her now.
I mean, she on the show. She on the show. We have these conversations. You be a part of them. So it's like, I have been very open and vocal with her for a very long time about like, hey, we about to talk about this, and she'd be like, nigga, you're not just gonna spring this on me. And I was like, nope, here it is, spring roll.
Does it every time.
Spring roll, because I feel like there's so many things that at her age or any age I had questions about, and there was nobody I could go to that I felt like I can ask this without feeling like there will be a consequence, even in just asking a question. Like, you know, when you go to a
what
black
you
mother,
asking for?
exactly.
What you doing it?
When you go to a black mother, like, oh, okay, you know, they about to defund Planned Parenthood. What does that mean? What you read about Planned Parenthood? Well, you need an abortion? Like, no, I just saw it in the news and I just want to know. Like, it's already a consequence for an inquiry. So when I'm a person that's kind of like you saying, like you going to your sister telling her, hey, look, I'm here. I understand how you feel. I've been where you've been, and you trying to get where I am. So let's just not make you suffer through certain things if you just listen. So
be better.
Yeah, girl, be much better. Ooh. Than me, not you. No shade to you.
I was gonna say, dang, I ain't think I was doing that bad. It's like,
so I just can remember, like, you know, I want to know, and the one thing that I say is, typically you go to what's comfortable, and what's comfortable is what's like-minded already. So they literally don't have any more answers than
talking
you do.
to your little friends.
They out here sending you to do experiments. So it's like, girl, you know about this? I don't know, but I think you should do this. And then they literally sit back and be
remember on the Cosby Show when what's it called? Got her menstrual, and they was like, you know, you can't go in the water. The sharks will get you.
Like those sort of things. Like people are telling you from their knowledge, and unfortunately, the first person you go to is somebody that has just as much or less knowledge than you.
And that's okay sometimes in some areas, but there are some areas where it's important to talk to someone who is wiser or more experienced than you.
Yes, absolutely. So, it's just like...
And parents, don't get mad when they out talking to somebody else because...
Please. Especially if they tried to talk to you.
You not talking to them.
That part.
But it's so many things, and bringing it back to the show, I just feel like if the mother would have really sat down and had a conversation, but instead of her trying to deal with the fact that I chose to marry this man because I know that a
that
woman,
monster inside of Gia let her have it that one time.
she did. But like before she even went to the shaman, like if she would have really dealt with the situation, because she wanted to be married so bad, because in Korea, like not having a man meant that you are a woman of no value, which is still the same way socially now. So. But it's not as bad as it was back then.
Still ain't got no man.
It's changing. Yeah, like people, the pressure be real.
Oh my gosh, we went to go see my mother and our grandmother the other day.
Girl.
And so, grandmother like, grandmother. She like, you know, I'm getting a new great grandbaby. And I said, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, is it so-and-so? And they was like, no, it's so-and-so. When you gonna give me one? Well, either one of y'all.
Girl, I was like, first of all, don't
Relax.
shoot at me. Don't shoot at me. Because I'm just saying, I'm an innocent bystander. I didn't even say anything.
They love to do that.
Girl, so bad. And let me tell y'all. Now, I'm not speaking ill will over my womb, but let me explain something to y'all.
Explain it.
Some people are not even able to have children. They're barren.
is true.
And this ignorance that y'all have with continuing to ask people when you going to have a baby. Or when you going to get a man, and when you going to make me a child, I mean a grandchild, a great-grandchild,
Like this
all
a
of that.
Play-Doh factory. They
It's
better get out of my
disrespectful.
face.
And how many times are you going to babysit that baby when I got something
Girl,
to do?
that's what I was about to say.
Are you going to buy a box of Pampers?
Are you
'Cause I
going
know
to
you're
take care of
not.
that baby when it's sick? Are you going to let me take a nap and get some rest when that baby's screaming in the middle of the night?
No.
Where will you be
Nowhere.
living halfway across the state, not taking care of my baby?
Girl.
Y'all need to really chill. And I speak on behalf of all women who don't have children right now.
Absolutely. That was a short poem. But no, I agree, and I just had to, like, I had that conversation all the time. Like I think I got into a really bad argument with my mother about it at some holiday event, which is never a good thing. But it was just, I was just annoyed, like, at that point, because the thing that also gets me about it is, do y'all give men this pressure?
No.
Right. So
Well, okay. Some of them, no, actually, that's not. Some
I
of them
feel like
do.
some of them do get it. Like
Like I
as
know
much-
somebody. His mother was like, "When you gonna bring a girl home to dinner one time?" Like they do that sometimes, but most of the time they don't care because they don't want their sons with no woman anyway. They think no woman is good enough for their sons.
personal.
I'm
I'm
just saying.
joking. But so yeah, like we were just sitting down and we're eating, and my mother was just like, dinner sure would be better if it was a child here. If I had a grandchild, how is this
how
gonna
do
make
y'all
the
know
food
that?
any better?
Because when that baby running around,
They gonna make
knocking
a
stuff
mess.
over, exactly.
Like they ain't never had kids before.
I am
or something.
Exactly.
sick of y'all.
She was like,
You barely want to raise me.
that's true. So I was like, Ma, let's just not. Like, let's
They
just
don't want to hear
eat.
that because then they think you being
Let's
disrespectful.
just eat. Let's just not. And she was just like, I don't understand. Like, you could just bring somebody home, you get somebody decent. I can't just knock a man over here and bring him home. And I'm not just about to settle for somebody who want to have sex with me. Like, that's what you got to understand.
Right, it takes
Like,
so much more.
It does. Like, how do y'all preach to us about having balanced and stable families, but at the same time rush like conception? I don't understand that. So I was just telling her, like, Ma.
And then they think they want to tell you who you can bring home and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Like,
Audacity.
if I want to know where the hood niggas at, don't ask me nothing about it. It's like, I want me a nice
Hood.
nigga. Yeah.
A nice hood nigga. But yeah, I was just
Reform.
like, yo. So I told her, you can just have a baby and name it Grand, since you want a grandchild so bad. And she got upset about it because she said I was being smart, and I wasn't being smart.
That
Yes,
was being
you were.
smart.
That
Yes,
is not
you
smart.
Have a baby and name it Grand.
That was witty. It's a difference. So I was just like, you know
The
what?
sarcasm still.
It is. And I was just like, Ma, this don't have to be our conversation all the time. And like, I mean, y'all know on the show, like, I had fibroids. So like, that's a whole big thing. Like, it's very invasive and it's a lot on your body. And I'm just like, do you really, like, I've seen birth both ways, natural, cesarean. Neither one of them made me be like, you know what, give me the paper, I'm gonna sign up. Neither one. And women really go crazy when they have kids. And I mean that, like, you literally have to lose your mind and be like, I'm gonna push this watermelon out this
And
lemon.
not even like, it's just so much that comes with it. And it's like people that have experience. You know what? Oftentimes,
Well,
I won't just say that, but I feel like mothers who don't take care of their children or who did not raise their children,
They want a second
should
chance.
not. That's not my issue. But they should be quiet.
Oh,
Because it's like you can't even speak from experience. Like I know some mothers that are like, "Ugh, girl, I know you said you want a child, but girl, just wait on it. Just wait, girl.
Yeah.
Do it when you're ready.
Yes.
Do it
so
when you got
people,
time.
I respect those people
Exactly.
so much.
Do it when you got somebody to do it with.
Yeah.
Because it's hard out here doing it by yourself. Like those people, I can respect. It's like, you know what? I would really love to have, you would be such a great mom, da-da-da. But do it when you're ready.
Right. Exactly.
I can respect that. Tell me, yeah, you think I'll be good. But don't just tell me. That's like telling me, oh, go buy a house. Are you helping me pay my mortgage?
Exactly. Exactly that. And it's the same way I carry people that be saying stuff about, like, if they got an issue with what I wear or how I do my hair, I'd be like, are you paying for it? Are you putting some ends in on this? Then I don't need your opinion. Your opinion needs to come with an investment. No. And that's the only way I want it. But with the whole, because I keep trying to get back to Gia, and you see where they going. With the whole Gia situation, I just feel like if she would have, if she would have set the mother, if she would have set in the reality that I made a bad decision that affected my child, I put her in harm's way because I wanted to be seen a certain way and I didn't want to feel a certain thing. And now I got to deal with the mess of this instead of trying to go and get a demon to solve the problem.
I think the different point of view that I had about it is that she was trying to really just control her life. So, like, we don't, like, from the talks...
From which aspect are you saying?
The mother was trying to... Because...
Control Gia's life.
Yeah, because we see her trying to be a person with a heart, a person with feeling, a person who wants to actually have a relationship and stop being a murderer. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, you need to do this. Do this for the family.
Yeah, like with Tick.
Exactly. And so, but even before she even met Tick, she just like,
with her homegirl,
I don't want to keep doing this. Like, this is not something that, and like, even when she was talking to her homegirl, she's like, I have to bring home a man. Like, so it's just like, she really, the mother wanted to be a puppet master. Shout out to Nene Leakes.
Yeah, she needs the shout outs, girl.
Girl. She don't even need the shout outs. Let me scratch that from the record.
It's not stricken. For the record.
But I think that was the point of view I took of it from it. So when I went to college, I went to Morgan, and I don't regret going to Morgan. I regret going to college.
Wow. Okay.
Because, like, I didn't finish it, and I decided to go to culinary school later. But my grandmother was always like, oh, I want some letters behind your name. I want you to do this. I want you to... First of all, sis, you did not co-sign for any of my student loans that I am still having to pay for.
Hopefully,
thank
Joe
God,
Biden will
girl,
hopefully. Girl, prayers are going up.
And they deferred right now, so... Praise the Lord for deferment.
Move it.
Girl, COVID, go away, though.
And take Sally Mae with you.
Child, give her the COVID. Give her the COVID.
Give it to her.
But so when people put on their like when your parents put on their wants or their desires on you, it's just like I feel like I don't know if we were talking about that outside of the show, if we were talking about it within the show earlier. Just saying like how, oh, I want you to do this, or oh yes, because it's like we were talking about Montrose and like we put our things that we didn't get to do or that they didn't get to do, they put on us.
Right.
So it's like, no, that's not what I've never wanted to be a doctor. I don't know who else has letters behind their name. Maybe lawyers. I've never wanted to be a lawyer. I ain't want none of that. Right. So now I'm here. Now I had way too much fun at Morgan. But I had a great experience. But that's now I've wasted my time and my money because I could have gone straight into like the energy that I had going into Morgan. I probably could have had a bakery by now. If I was doing what I so desired to do, I was chasing what I wanted.
But
and so
they
I feel
don't
like,
take the time to find out what we want because they know what they want for us.
and that's what I'm saying about whatever my name and Gia. Like she kept telling her like, and that's when she actually, she eventually had to go off on her like, no, you're telling me that I don't feel this way. I don't have love. I don't know love. Yeah. And remember when she sang that song? She said, like, no, that's not my memory. That's not something that I know. I know that because I have the memory of the man that raped your daughter because you decided to marry a man and da-da-da-da. Just, y'all need to watch that scene because let's talk about a read, honey.
Yeah.
The read was real.
Filthy read it
was. And I think that's oftentimes like parents try to make decisions for you. I still struggle with a decision that my mother made for me. And I tried to tell her, like, look, sis, we need to go to therapy and talk about this, but she wanted to be like Suma. She did not want to talk about it.
Not Suma.
I don't know.
We're settled on Suma.
Yeah, that's it. It just sounds good for me. She did not want to do it.
Black people have especially parents, have this resistance to therapy that is not healthy. Y'all
It's
really
so
need.
not smart.
It's really not. But
And that's the nicest way I can say it. Because
Yes.
other than that, I think it's stupid. But I think that if you take the time to, as we've said throughout the show, have conversations, have dialogues with your children where you hear them out and you talk to them in a way where they can hear you out. Because sometimes when you tell them these stuff,
go soon ye.
Soon
He got it. I'm not used to that. I have more of a Chinese tongue, less Korean.
Well, I mean, that's just how it. I don't know.
It's okay.
well, we're going to go ahead and call her Suma.
Oh,
So,
We need to call her Gia Ma.
girl, that's what she is.
Not her claim for
But yeah, like just that, like communication in any relationship is important.
Yeah.
And
every
there are
relationship.
times where yes, you do have to tell your child something for the greater good, but there becomes a certain level of maturity that you don't get to decide like, oh, you still immature.
Yeah.
Like there's stuff that like this question that I got asked my mother. If I ask her and she tell me that I'm not ready, no, I'm grown and we need to talk about it. Period. But because I know that that's gonna, there's no respect in it for me.
No,
so that's why I haven't. No, I know.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah, I get it. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not able to do that. So then there's conversations that are not had,
Right?
Because they don't want to meet you at your level of maturity, and that's the problem.
Well, they have to
ever. They
Go
never
off,
think you
sis.
that. No, seriously, because they just never think that you are. I don't know, worthy enough of having an actual conversation with you. You want me to be grown when it's convenient for you, but when it's time to actually sit down and have a grown-up conversation, not that I'm trying to be at your level. I'm not saying I'm grown like you, but when you want to have a grown-up conversation, it's, oh, you too young, you need to mind your business, stay in a child's place.
Girl,
Now-
tell them, but
you know
don't.
what? No,
But don't.
right.
I think that with the issue that comes in with these conversations is that maybe their immaturity will be revealed and they're not ready for that. They're not ready to.
Oh, it's definitely that. But this is my thing. Like, at some point, you have to man up and accept the choices that you've made.
Yeah.
And we can never grow beyond those choices.
If you don't accept them.
Exactly.
Acknowledge them.
Exactly.
And I think the issue that I have with Suma
cycles. That's how they happen.
and with Mama is that it's like when you're confronted with it, when you see the results of it and somebody's coming to you, you still choose to say what you want and to make it like, oh, that's not true. She went to this woman and was telling her, pouring her heart out several times. Like even after the first time that she slept, the very first encounter we saw with the man, she was looking miserable. And her mother literally was just like, when you get up, go do nails. Like, no, she was like, we're going to clean this up and you're going to do it again tomorrow. Yeah. Like, you can see, like, at that point, she wasn't communicating because she probably felt like, I've been trying and you're not listening. So she was emotionally showing you how she felt. And then once they got to that point where she had to read her, I'm going to try to find that so I can put in a link. When she had to read her, it was just like, now she in distress, like Summer said, but it's just like, we've been expressing it to you and you didn't want to hear it. You don't want to be into that. And I just want to just really quickly, because we've been really having very great conversation. It's great to have you here, Summer. I think this episode spoke a lot about what so many different types of monsters, because we see that Gia is an actual physical monster, and we see that Tick is a monster because we see him shoot Gia's best friend point blank right in front of her. And then I also think the mother is a sort of monster. And I think
she is the monster.
Okay. I think that it speaks to so much of how there can be humanity in somebody, but also a monstrosity in them as well. And we see when we first meet Tick in this episode, he's just a soldier that's like, I'm just doing my job. You a communist? Bow, shoots her. But then when Gia goes back to get her revenge, he laying in the bed crying over some freaking glasses because he can't read. And I was like, you should have still shot him. But that's me being upset. And then we also see, Gia, who wants to be affectionate. She wants to learn to love and to be quote unquote normal. And then she is a physical monster where she can't be intimate or have a certain release with somebody without destroying them. Then you have the mother where it's like, I want to protect, or I want to protect my name, my image, and what I've done. I don't want to fix that, so I become a monster to maintain that.
We do see that with Gia, like, she's not able to completely control it, but she didn't kill Atticus.
Yeah, she tried.
And I think that speaks to, while there's bad in everyone, like, the good can overcome it. And you just have, like, even down to Suma, like, when Gia was able to talk to her to get her to take her back to the shaman, like, I feel like that was her good overcoming.
Yeah, it's the beginning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's there. You guys just have to find it. And you have to grow up, and you have to just mature to be able to see it.
Absolutely. Something about monsters inside of us.
Summer, you can be a monster sometimes,
Ooh,
but
yeah.
then
So
you're a
can
sweet
you.
girl for sure. These people, if they don't know nothing else, they need to know that.
Yeah.
So
They need to know. Not they
did
need
you
to
see
know
that thing I sent you with that little girl, and they was like, "What you wishing for?"
Yes.
I wish a nigga would. That's me. And my mom was like, "You can't say
You can't
everything,
say everything
that
I say.
And once again, that's the mother just telling her, but not explaining. Oh my gosh.
Full circle.
Yep. Because
Oh.
one time, my grandmother was like, well, I guess you just going to be SOL.
And you
And
repeated it.
did I? I went home and I said it to my stepfather, and it was not the stepfather I have now. So my mother was like, what? What did you say to him? I said, he just going to be SOL.
Not
she was
with
like,
the same attitude.
right. I was like, do you know what that means? I was like, yeah, Grandma said it means so out of luck. And she was like, that is not what that means. You know how they talk to you,
Yeah, with
do
them
their
clenched
teeth.
teeth, girl.
And I was like, oh, what does it mean? And so she was like, it means out of luck. And I was like, oh.
Yikes.
Y'all let me say that. Yep,
So of
that's
course she
definitely
called my
sage.
grandmother wild out, but then that's when she should have slapped her.
My little sister's going
Grandma.
around saying with the HE double hockey sticks.
What? What the hell?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in
Was
this,
there something you want to say something?
I don't know, were you?
No. Go ahead. You're good.
No, sis.
Come
Of
on,
course.
girl. We oftentimes
We are
allegedly
always
that
on
seat
this
doesn't
show.
feel included.
We're
so
always on this show.
we want you to, yeah.
Oh no, I'm taking it all in. I'm taking it all in.
Well, maybe you'll have something to say about this. I think that Tick and Gia's relationship was to give us hope that even in that, when you choose to make that step with the person that's doing the work as well, you can have a beautiful future. Because like that little moment that they had when they finally were able to say, when she was like, nigga, you killed my best friend. Now, she didn't call him a nigga. She can't do that. She was like, you killed my best friend. And he was like, I'm out here doing my job. It's nothing personal. And he had to understand and explain, like, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. I'm a black man from America serving in another country. And then I'm going to go home and they going to hate me. So it's like, I'm out here trying to figure life out. And so is she. And in him trying to do that, he ends up hurting her. He takes accountability for it when she brings it to his attention. And they like, okay, let's make this work. And then at the whole time, she's like, I need to tell him that this is what I am. I need to tell him I'm a monster. I need to tell him. And then she was reading him stories about it, but never saying like, this is me. She was dropping hints so
I don't
bad.
understand why he didn't catch on though.
Why would he? Like, if I just started reading you a cookbook, you're not gonna think I'm about to make you dinner.
I mean, but if you're
I don't
reading
think
a
that was
cookbook,
the best
It
example.
wasn't.
you have the intentions of making food if you're looking in the cookbook.
Yeah, but that not now.
I think that we need to just get a different example. Because who sits around and reads a cookbook for no reason?
actually did.
But if it was
The pictures look amazing.
the pictures look amazing, but do you not say to yourself, I want
One
to
day
try
I want to
this?
make this. Yeah.
Right. But if we're reading a fiction book
Okay.
and some real wild stuff is happening, and it's like, nah, I'm not necessarily thinking that this is about to be real life because it's sounding real fictional.
Okay.
So that's
So
to
it's a
answer your question.
fictitious cookbook. Got it. So in this fictitious, it's like, yeah. I just think, I don't know. I don't think he would have caught on to it. One, because there is that understanding barrier between the two. Like a Kamiho, her people understand that. We don't. Black people probably ain't never heard of that. I had to ask the resident anime expert we had here what it was, and he broke it down to me very clearly.
Oh wow, he knew what it was.
Yeah. It's apparently in Naruto. Naruto is a nine-tailed fox, and Megan raps about a nine-tailed fox, like Sasuke. Mm-hmm. He's in Naruto.
Interesting.
Yeah, girl. Yeah, I had to ask because I don't know.
Yeah.
But all of that to say, this episode, on top of being visually stunning, it just did so much work as far as us finding out the darkness in us, doing the work, being honest with the people that we're interacting with, and understanding that our decisions affect them forever. because Tick ran out of there so fast. Oh
Girl,
my God.
he ran for his life.
Run out of there. He went to a whole nother country.
Girl, he ran up in there, ran up out of there quick. He was like, oh, this ain't it. I ain't never had no sniper like this.
No shoes or nothing. Jesus, he was gone.
Yo, he was wilding her out. Get away from me. No. Like, he was, and I understand, I mean, honestly, if y'all went to be with somebody and a snake came out, y'all would not be chilling.
Girl,
Well, y'all seen that serpent sex in the earlier episodes, so.
That's true, girl.
Be careful, ladies. Serpent sex is out here.
It sure is. But yeah, how y'all feel about Tick and Gia?
I didn't like it.
What? Why? Cause she Korean.
Oh wow, no. I like him and Letty. Like, I mean,
This was the past, sweetie.
I know, but I
we were
still don't care.
introduced to their relationship first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, they was all right, but like, it just, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't want to say it was forced. I don't know. I don't like.
Well, could you see the beauty in their story at least? Was there anything you could see that you were like?
Yeah, like how you were saying about how, especially with her, being a monster and whatnot. I like how she, not whatnot. She was just a straight up monster. But
Okay.
I understand how she was able to stop herself from killing him, even though she was right there. She was gonna do it.
It was about to happen.
Yeah, like we told y'all she blows them to smithereens, and she was right there. She saw how he was really gonna die, which is getting into all of the next episodes after that. But I don't know. It's just something about it just ain't never sit right with me. I guess it was cool. It was cute. He took her on a little date to watch a little movie and whatnot. It was cute. It was cute, but it was just that. It was cute.
She took his virginity too.
She did because and I don't know. I don't know. I guess
feel about
assumed that he You took my virginity and you a monster.
Well, girl, so many women have that story coming up live at 5. It's like,
oh my gosh. I think that
he also probably enlisted really early, so most of them enlist like straight out of school.
Yeah, I don't know. I just assumed that he was.
I'm just talking about for me.
No, I'm telling old girl. I was just physically explaining why he probably was just still so young. But go ahead.
Give me an experience, man.
Oh my God.
But for real. I think that they were a relief for each other, and I could appreciate that.
Yeah, I think they found safety in one another in a very unsafe time and place. Because her whole country was going up. And, the way he had that breakdown of them glasses, I shouldn't have laughed the way I did because it was ridiculous.
Because all he had was his love for books, and then he was blind.
I do it every morning.
Listen, it ain't nothing. I'm telling you.
Girl, nothing worse.
If you had to stay that way though, like that's a different thing. Like, and then him getting glasses was not as easy as I'm just gonna go around to America's Best and try to give me a new pair of glasses if these don't work. Like,
that's true. You're right.
Much harder back then.
But I mean, the show just every episode it gets better and better. They're giving us more and more to deal with and to work with. Even in the stuff that we talked about, there's still so many more things that we could talk about, like eternally. So let us know what you guys thought about the show, and make sure that y'all hit us up and email us at blackgirlbroadcast@gmail.com. And this is weird because technically this is me again. But no, for real, really email us because we want to have the conversation and we want to engage. Like, we found out when Summer watched the show, we were having conversations outside of the show. We was like, she has a opinion and an input that would be great to add here. So we really do appreciate you being on the show, baby sis. Much success for the rest of your college career and your medical journey.
Please,
yeah, girl. Yeah, don't be messing up in no HBCU once you come from PWI.
Right.
Only up from here.
Okay.
And y'all can. I know that was pressure. I need to not do that. Y'all can definitely hit us. It's Sue sis, baby sis. Sue sis. Y'all can hit us on social media on Instagram at blackgirl.broadcast_BGB, on Twitter at BLKGRL Broadcast, and on Facebook by searching Black Girl Broadcast. And shout out to everybody that engages with us continuously on Twitter, on Instagram. Facebook, I don't really see y'all too much. So
they be
on Facebook.
Yeah, it says it's in my notifications, and I'm like, oh wow.
No, I be keep getting that if you pay $25, your ad will be this.
Oh no, that
Oh,
does
my
happen from
gosh.
time to time.
Yeah.
They gave us $5 off for something
I
somewhere.
ain't never used it.
But
That's what they
like,
do on Facebook.
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
because you
when have
can
a
boost
certain
your
page,
ads.
so you can reach more people. Like, Oh wow.
I don't know
Well, yeah,
nothing
shout
about
out
the
to Facebook then too.
Yep.
But yeah, we love it. We love to hear from y'all. We love to interact with y'all. Toya, we will be talking to you soon about when we're gonna watch with you, since you need a support group. If you need a Lovecraft support group, we're here for that.
Yes,
are
we
here for
are. Yes, we are. And make sure that you tell your little friends that we got something good going on here and that they need to listen. So you can find us on your favorite podcast site. Well, they can find us on your favorite podcast site because you're already listening. And they can subscribe and they can get notifications. And then they can leave a good rating because we're amazing. So if the rating is trash, then we know y'all ain't listening.
That's
Period.
facts. That's facts right there.
Period, Pooh. That's just it. That's just it. So I don't know why they turning into cats around here. It is
That's what they do now. It's
sending me.
different,
I know.
different levels.
I know.
Purred.
It's
Purred.
sending me.
Can you break them down one more time?
Purr. Purred.
Mm-hmm.
Pert.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
That's my favorite one.
With the it's
Period.
with the T at the end.
What's your
yeah.
favorite one?
Me?
No.
Oh,
The second to last one when the high pitch went up a little bit.
Period.
Yes, that's it for
That's
me.
it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite one?
That's mine. Yeah.
Oh, okay, just a
Well,
classic.
I don't know actually
Classic
because
with
it
a twang.
depends on the situation.
I feel like you
when I'm
use
saying
the kitten
period.
purr a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I think
probably.
that's newer. It's newer. She's been doing that like this week, but normally she'd be like, the real.
I was like,
aggressive
sometimes
one.
I ain't even gotta say it. I just gotta.
Yeah, you've been doing that for a while.
That's it.
I
and
still
that's
got your
all.
senior prom picture when you was.
What you was on that?
that boomerang.
Yeah, cause period.
Yes, so make sure you search for us. We are BGB Black Girl Broadcast on all podcast formats, and we're also on YouTube. So
Yes, we
check us
are.
out. We're fun. We're cute. We have guests.
We lit.
Period.
Pert.
Somebody get her.
So until next time, work on the monster in you. It's your turn, Summer. Sorry, I know.
Oh, okay,
You're a
I
guest
didn't know.
here, so
All
you
right.
have to. What's happening now? You got. She has been, but
It's been a while.
she's acting unfamiliar. She went away to school.
Yeah.
Leave us with a closing thought from any conversation that we've had, any advice, anything that you feel they need to know. Girl, just a thought, not a thesis.
You gonna have plenty of time to write one, doctor.
I guess mine would be to parents, maybe. Yeah, out to parents. Sit down and talk to your kids. Make them feel like they are worth having a grown-up conversation about things, because they'll never just talk to them.
Okay.
That's a beautiful ending.
Let
Let's
it
do
work right.
Nike.
I said mine earlier. Be grounded, but watch them roots.
She did. She said that. You ain't seen me earlier. I was like,
That was beautiful. Poetic even. Wow.
Oh, we got something coming for y'all.
Yes, we
And
do. Yes, we do.
And that's on Whitey. That's all I'm gonna say. We got something coming for y'all. Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout.
I'm ready.
Period.
Purr.
Purr.